1 year ago, Adelaide were what seemed to be a basket case. Now they're minor premiers hosting Collingwood in front of a manic South Australian crowd. Brisbane, they're chasing back-to-back flags. Geelong, as normal, annoyingly, look like they will be up there. Fremantle, they feel like a fortress at times at home. They've got Gold Coast in the first ever finals. Week 1 is stacked with storylines, and we've got every matchup covered. Let's run that intro. So September is here. There's something in the air when September rolls around. The air feels heavy. The tackles, they seem to stick more. And the crowd noise feels like an amphitheatre. It reverberates through one's bones. Finals footy is the best type of footy. And we've got a really solid, unpredictable opening round of fixtures. Let's start with Adelaide, the fairy tale club. 15th last year to a minor premiership. Collingwood, that powerhouse side. They enter battered and bruised, but they have priceless final know-how. And Geelong is a machine that barely seems to hit top gear, that always finds a way to finish in the top 4. And Brisbane, the reigning premiers, they know how to do it. They know they can do it. They are packed with talent. The Giants, they're peaking and incredibly dangerous. The Hawks are daring and Hollywood. Fremantle are strong at home, and Gold Coast is playing footy for the finals for the first time. Every match has a little story. Every contest could swing either way. And if you're thinking there's a premiership favourite, I don't think you've been paying attention. So let's look at game 1. Adelaide Crows versus Collingwood Magpies at the Adelaide Oval. We're live for every game. And if you wanted to have an opening act that is a blockbuster final and a blockbuster final series, this is probably who you'd choose. The minor premiers Adelaide will be in front of a vicious home crowd against a Collingwood side that's been there and done it and loves being the underdog. The team news at the minute is it's going to be bad news for Adelaide. They've lost Rankin and Rochelle looks like he missed. Rochelle is that live wire forward who probably would have filled a little bit of the Rankin void. He looks like he's unavailable with the knee. Max Michelani, though, looks like he's going to return, which gives them a little bit more of a defensive intercept threat. Collingwood, though, ain't exactly jumping through the hoops either. Jeremy Howe's groin rules him out for at least 3 weeks, although Bo McCreary looks like he's returned, and Bobby Hill is still touch and go. That's a lot of firepower when you've got finals on the line. And the narrative for this one is simple. Fairy tale to blockbuster biopic storyline. Adelaide's turnaround is unprecedented at times. 12 months ago they were broken. People were saying, was Nick's the man? Now they're top of the ladder, the most potent attack in the competition. They haven't lost for 8 weeks. They are brimming with confidence and belief, and probably the most improved side defensively. This, though, is their first finals campaign since that ill-fated 2017. Not one member of this side has them scars or the triumphs to lean on, and sometimes in finals that matters. Collingwood, on the other hand, when they look into their book of pressure, they've been there, they've lived it, they've done it. Finals seems to be a natural habitat for flies pies. They've been inconsistent, though, late in the year. They look very beatable, but we've seen this movie before. 2023 was very similar. They stumbled, they ended up winning the cup. McRae knows how to reset this group when it matters. For Adelaide, how do they win this? How do you replace that Rankin creativity? He's the chaos merchant. Without him, the Crows don't look as unpredictable. But they do have a midfield brimming with talent. This is really one of them ones where you're looking at Neil Bullen here to be that driver defensively and get that ball on the outside. Collingwood's defensive system, though, remains to be one of the best in the comp. One of the hardest sides to score against. They're number 1 for limiting scores from turnover, but without Howe, they feel very vulnerable. Mark Keane and Worrell, ironically, will look at this and say that we have got the advantage from turnover. Can Collingwood handle that load against that 3-headed snake? Clearances will be a big one here. Adelaide has been belted at times in stoppage, but Collingwood themselves are no brilliant mean feat. The Crows' backline should look to hold up. The game breakers in this game are Nick Dacos, obviously. This guy can really turn a game. If Adelaide can curtail him, though, and we have seen him cop a hard tag, gives them their outlet taken away and allows them to really force Pies to kick long. But I feel Fogarty, the free-headed Snake Walker, they are dangerous. They are so hard to stop. Can they get a launch on this game? If they can get going early, put pressure on Darcy Moore, they will be in the driving position. The last 6 meetings have said that this game is usually very tight. Collingwood have a good record there. I expect more of a brutal contest. But I do think Adelaide are going to get there. I do think Collingwood's backline is gettable. And I do think the Crows will feast when they need to be. But I wouldn't be shocked if Collingwood pinches its light. Geelong versus the Cats, and always an entertaining encounter. This should be the tie of the round. Cats have been ruthless all year, and the Lions, they know how to win when it counts. Selection watch is really, both sides are coming into this pretty much unscathed. Neil returns, and that midfield depth for Geelong is almost absolutely insane. Brisbane, looks like Nocky Neal and Jared Berry will return. That's massive for their contested game. Eric Hipwood does seem like he's going to be sidelined, but they have done incredibly well in that forward half of the ground, even without Joe Danaher, which many expected would be an issue. They've got goals just about everywhere. Zach Bailey could be that guy that takes the mick. Now, the narrative in this game is polished versus proven. Geelong have won 11 of their last 13, most of them by margins that's felt like it's a pre-season game. Their percentage has an absolute mammoth one at the minute. It tells the tale of a side that has beaten up. But they haven't played any of the top 8 sides in what feels like a lifetime. This is going to be the question. Can they switch it to finals football, which you'd expect them to do? They're a very intelligent side. Brisbane, meanwhile, they've been tested weekly. They've had a real tough draw towards the end. They've had some battle-hardened games. They've beaten some real strong sides, the Pies, the Dockers, the Hawks recently. But the MCG has become a happy hunting ground for them. They've won 6 of the last 7 here. And if they win this one, they're going to feel like they're flag favourites. The midfield battle here is everything. Bailey Smith, Max Holmes, Dempsey, driving Geelong forward with blistering pace. Neil McCluggage, Dunkley, grit, polish with the Ashcroft brothers. Whoever controls the territory, I think, wins. Jeremy Cameron is going to be Brisbane's biggest headache, but don't be surprised that they'll have a plan. Jeremy Cameron has been down in the last 4 weeks. I do think he'll be primed for finals, but Brisbane know that they can do it. They know that they've got them ability. Their ability to slingshot can stretch the defence. Rayner, Bailey, they can stretch anyone. And the players to watch this game for me is Max Holmes for Geelong. He breaks lines. He's a dash man. He makes things happen. And Bailey Smith, this guy has been supreme. Charlie Cameron is definitely someone that loves the showtime. And Hugh McCluggage, the most underrated footballer here. I feel like he is going to have a big say on what happens. This is a man that can turn defence into attack in a blink of an eye and a real transitional threat. This is power versus polish. Brisbane are going to have to throw everything at Geelong. Their system is so annoyingly consistent. I've just got a feeling that the Cats get this done just through their ability to be it. But I would not be shocked to see Brisbane do it. GWS versus Hawthorn. This one is fantastic. A clash of 2 clubs. Different storylines, but play a very beautiful, beautiful brands of football individually. The Giants in their selection have got a host of players coming back. Kelly, Hogan, Daniels. Stringer is a chance as well. It's a stacked hand that Adam Kingsley will thrive going into finals. Hawthorn, it looks like Weddle should return. However, there is still no Will Day. This is going to be exciting because Josh Weddle is so impressive and such a dangerous threat. This is peaking versus proving. GWS are sizzling at the minute. 9 wins from the last 10. 4-0 against the fellow finals list. They're hungry to atone for last year's disappointing finals campaign. And Hawthorn, they have just shown glimpses of brilliance. They have shown that they can do it even with these injuries. There is something about the Hawthorn Hawks. They're not the Hollywood Hawks anymore. They're battle-hardened. They're harsh. They're good. They're a real dangerous team. This game here is really got some pedigree. The tactical deep dive is simple. Green, Sicily, this could define the contest. Both of them have such an influence. Sicily in the back half of the ground with his intercept. Green with his ability to make things happen. GWS are the best intercept to score chain side in the league. Hawthorn thrive on that ability to win the ball around the ground and get it to spread. It's strength versus strength. The midfield battle really is going to be key here. Jai Newcomb, he can go ballistic and really break the ground. Tom Green gives you good first use. This is a fascinating game because GWS, when they don't have it on their terms, are vulnerable. And Sam Mitchell on the other end of the coaching column knows how to stop it. X-Factors here, Toby Green and Jesse Hogan, if he's fit, they are absolute A-grade talents and could get the momentum swinging when it's going against them. Jack Gunston is definitely the battle-hardened player. This guy is averaging nearly 4 goals in the back end of the season a game. He is spectacular. And Jai Newcomb is huge. This guy is the benchmark for Hawthorn. If he can get some ascendancy, he can get the game rolling forward. I'm going to have this one as Hawthorn winning this one in a scrap. This should be a bruising encounter, but I feel like something is brewing at the Hawks that is making me want to tune in and watch them. Fremantle Dockers versus Gold Coast. History in the making. The Suns have finally made a final. And the selection watch is fantastic. Switchkowski is a doubt. Wagner is obviously unavailable. This is fantastic. They've been floating Nat Fife as the tactical sub. Do they spring that surprise and bring him in? The Suns get some good players back. Danny Rioli is back. And this is fascinating. Ben King will be coming into this game in red-hot form as well. And Sam Flanders has a chance after strong VFL form. This is the Fremantle Fortress versus the first-timers. Fremantle did the unthinkable winning the last game of home. Their defence is elite. Their midfield is probably the most well-balanced in this. And their scoring is so inconsistent. Sometimes, like last week, they're brilliant. They can be poor. The Suns, this is uncharted territory, but they are coached by a guy who's done this. There is a transformation, a belief. Their ability to slingshot and turnover is dangerous. They kick goals from just about anywhere on the ground. The tactical deep dive here is Sarong and Brayshaw versus Rowell and Anderson. It's the midfield battle that's akin to Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis. Contest footy versus ball use. It's going to be mouth-watering. Whoever can get on top here will be strong. Ben King versus Alex Pearce. He has looked so strong, Pearcey down back. He's blanketed some good players in the last couple of weeks. Ben King is in form. The Suns are one of the strongest pressure sides. Can they disrupt Fremantle's cool ball use? The X-Factors in this game, Sarong. This guy thrives on the big stage. And Hayden Young. This guy can open up the game with his laser-like foot. Matt Rowell, he eats up this pressure. He is a strong player, and Noah Anderson is supreme. And the battle of the talls, Tracy versus King, could be fascinating. Both can kick a bag. Both can go missing. The Suns will give it a red-hot crack, but finals away from home is tough. I feel like Fremantle's system will be too much for the Suns. I'm giving them the win here. Fremantle to do it, but Gold Coast will put up a fight. September's first strike, and that's your Week 1 preview wrapped up. We will be live for all of these games. The tales are easy. Adelaide's fairy tales resurgence. Collingwood's hardened edge. Geelong's conveyor belt of dominance. Brisbane, the champions, the reigning champions. GWS looking to bury scars. Hawks dare to dream. And Fremantle defend their miracle story against Gold Coast first dance. Every game has a story that could be flipped on its head come the end of the week. So I ask you, who survives Week 1? Who falls at the first hurdle? Drop your tips in the comments. We've got live watch-alongs for all these games, so make sure you're live and you're subscribed. Finals Footy is here, and PommyInOz channel is the home of Finals Footy. Can't wait to watch it with you guys and girls. See you next time. Pom out.